shelling them out. I mean, this has come out, and then they run off with a bunch of the Nazi horde to then rule over us. It's disgusting.
Yeah, you know, I think maybe the founders had a good point when they put in that you had to be a natural born citizen to become president and vice president. I just think maybe it's time to extend that to some other positions in government.
Well, for me, it's surreal because one grandfather's been dead 20-plus years, the other 10 years. They were both in the Army Air Corps. Both almost died. I won't go into all those stories. Over Europe, Germany, Italy, you name it. And then George Soros is a living fossil Nazi collaborator, and he's got news articles saying I'm a Nazi, and he's trying to overthrow the free press. It's surreal that my grandfathers are dead in the ground fighting Nazis, and a Nazi collaborator against his own people is trying to overthrow my country. I mean, it's like a movie. It's bizarre.
Absolutely. Well, we also had Prescott Bush, the father of
Brown Brother Harriman.
Yeah, he was the banker for the Nazis on Wall Street, and he became a senator from Connecticut. And of course, the rest of his family's history, as they say, is history.
Well, that's it. I mean, the loot of Europe. For those that don't know, the Germans emptied out treasure hoards. The Rothschilds even got double-crossed, and a bunch of them got killed by Hitler. And they emptied out treasure hoards of art, gold, you name it, that are just unfathomable. And then that's why they wanted the rat line, 30-plus thousand Nazis. It wasn't just the science. They all paid to get out, just like rich Jews paid Madeleine Albright's dad and people to get out, and Soros to get out. And so there was a whole business that's on record with Hitler of him letting people get out. And so that money has been used all the way until now as political dynasties, because that's the word on the Bushes. They're much more rich than we're told. And that's why a CIA nobody would become, the vice president from nowhere with Bush, Herbert Walker, because they were managers at Brown Brother Harriman over the Latin American cookie jars of Nazi money.
Right, and this is why it's so important. You mentioned the CIA being able going in there and changing Wikipedia. They're not the only ones doing it. A lot of people are changing Wikipedia. I do not recommend Wikipedia to be used at all. They've got a bogus page on myself. I've threatened them with lawsuits to no avail because they're too big and they hide behind this volunteer rubric. But they're revising history. All that we're discussing.
Sure. To be clear, I use them sometimes because the bibliography's good, but one will be pure bull, one will be a good bibliography. So the bibliographies might be useful, but you got to watch it all very, very closely. So I agree. The general public shouldn't believe a word in there unless you've been studying this for a long time.
Right, and the thing is, in their bibliography, many of the links are broken. They do nothing to restore the links or to take out the information that are based on those links. And it's hard. Yeah, for the periodic table of elements, they're not going to go in there and change that. But anything on people, biographies, or political, historical issues, yes, it's rife with propaganda and false information.
Yep. Let's go to Jeremy in California. Thanks for holding. You're on the air with Wayne Madsen.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me, Mr. John?
Yep, you're loud and clear.
All right. Thank you for taking my call. I just have a message of peace and prosperity. I'm a stay-at-home dad of 2 girls. I'm also a disabled veteran, VA Priority 2. And I was calling because my experience of hope, and it starts in a garden, a natural garden, a garden that has a culture as diverse as liberty itself. And I want to get this message across to my citizens. I want every American citizen to be born free. I can't stand.
No, I hear you. That's very exciting. Do you have a question for Wayne?
Yeah, I have yes and no. I have a question that if someone was to give away birthrights for $1, would you be willing to pay $1?
Would you give your soul up for worldly power?
I would. I'm not for sale. I gave up good paying jobs. One in the national security community because I opposed what I saw happening back in the 90s. So I went from a $90,000 a year job, which wasn't bad money back then.
That's like $200,000.
I went from that to eating canned tuna fish and baked beans. So I'm not for sale.
Well, I was about to say, I can't even sell out. I mean, I just will not go along with this. Caller, did you have anything else for him? Because it says you want to talk about the Constitution.
I used to take 240 Percocets a month. I was discharged on OxyContin, and for 4 years, I haven't taken a single VA medicine, saving my fellow
Well, that's a whole other story, how they drugged the troops on purpose to then revoke their rights later. I appreciate your call. Well, just go to the end with us. One more segment. You'll be gone in 10 minutes, Wayne. Short break coming up. But briefly, what do you think of the VA scandal?
Oh, well, I just have to say that I'm in the VA system myself, and after we had the revelations about those poor vets that died in Arizona, I got a call from the VA saying, "Hey, we had given you a checkup recently. Can you come in?" So yeah, it looks like those poor people died, so the VA could be shaken up to start looking after some of the people that they're supposed to look after.
Notice they had a secret death list, and they're now taking them off working on vets to work on the illegals. We're going to come back and go right to Ned, and then on to Shelley, Sam, and others. Final segment straight ahead.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Hi, folks. Alex Jones here with some important information. I want to tell you about Matt Redhawk and his team of patriots over at My Patriot Supply. Several years ago, Matt was sitting in his two-bedroom apartment, frustrated with the direction this country was headed and the charlatans willing to sell us out for a quick buck. Deciding to take action, a company run by patriots for patriots was born. My Patriot Supply has never taken a loan or accepted outside funding. They now operate 2 distribution facilities and employ over 50 hardworking American men and women. It is rare to find companies who practice what they preach. And that's why I stock my pantry with high-quality storable foods from My Patriot Supply. Go to mypatriotsupply.com/Alex today for special offers on emergency food storage, or call their preparedness specialist at 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Do business with someone who shares your values. mypatriotsupply.com/Alex.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective, and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
I'm going to do a bit of overdrive to hit some stories we haven't gotten to yet. Meteorite crater, scientists babble by gigantic 262-foot hole that's appeared on Siberia's end of the world. That's coming up. I'm going to hit some other news. Right now, let's go to your calls. Thanks for holding with Wayne Madsen. I'm Alex Jones, your host. Ned in Pennsylvania, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Wayne. It seems like the Bergdahl exchange coincided with the ISIS crisis. And do you believe that those Guantanamo prisoners will be used to bolster the ranks of ISIS, or do you think we'll see more exchanges?
Well, I'm going to interrupt. The second command of ISIS is a graduate of Gitmo. Wayne?
Right. Well, Baghdadi, the guy who says he's the caliph now, was being held also in Abu Ghraib, and he apparently told the U.S. troops there when he was released, saying, "Hey, I'll see you guys in New York in a couple of years." I mean, that's a lot. Talk about hubris. Well, these Taliban guys that were released from Gitmo are supposed to go to Qatar, where they're supposed to be under surveillance for a period of time. But let's keep in mind one thing. Qatar is one of the other countries other than Saudi Arabia that's provided funding and weapons to the Syrian ISIL and Syria.
Yeah,
ISIL.
I mean, it's a graduation center for double agents in my view. Shelley.
Yes.
Shelley in Canada, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. Hi, Wayne.
Hey.
I don't know if this is a question or a comment, but I find that the comments that Obama has made with regard to his concern that there's a nuke in New York, and then I read that gun confiscation is also going to start in New York. So, do you think obviously everything Obama does is planned out.
Yeah, are the globalists willing to set off a nuke in New York to bring in total martial law, Wayne Madsen?
Well, we've had a series of movies, and remember we have a fear about this predictive programming. What we see in movies sometimes happening in real life. We've seen that scenario play out in a number of them. And yeah, I think it's always a fear that they might try something like that. But the number of deaths will certainly be much more than what happened. Well, I mean,
they're total maniacs. They're clearly involved in 9/11. The sky's the limit. I mean, they're funding ISIS. Why not?
Right. Well, I mean, that's why I think we've got to bring these intelligence agencies under control because, and then we have Homeland Security now and the Director of the National Intelligence. So we have more of these agencies now than we had in the past, even on 9/11.
Let's talk to David in New Jersey real quick. David in New Jersey, your question is, where are the heroes? Go ahead.
Yeah, Alex, I appreciate your time, and you guys have a great show, and I've listened for a very long time, and I keep burrowing down and getting down to the bottom of what's actually happening, and I study beyond what you suggest, and it scares me, and I just get to the point where I just have to ask the question, like, where are the heroes?
Well, we got Wayne Madsen on air right now, and we've had Ron Paul on. There's people fighting back everywhere, brother.
Alex, I understand that, but I'm saying we have the zeros, in terms of what we read, and we go on and on and on. It's extensive. It goes back to Brzezinski. But,
Well, David, I'm out of time, but it's a great question. Where are the heroes? Real fast, Wayne. We got 20 seconds.
They're here. Look, we mentioned Bill Binney earlier, Tom Drake. That's just an NSA. Bill Binney worked in the head office of NSA when I worked there. So, I mean, I would have never gotten a chance to talk to him when I was at NSA. He was way up on the top.
Yeah, we have to celebrate the heroes we have now and supplant the dinosaur media. Wayne, WayneMadsenReport.com. Thanks for the time, brother. Great job.
Good to be with you, Alex.
Oh, we did almost 2 hours with Wayne. Always great to have him on. Remember, this hour was brought to you by MyPatriotSupply.com/Alex. The best horrible foods out there. Super high quality. With all this instability, you're crazy if you don't have the high-quality foods. MyPatriotSupply.com/Alex or 866-229-0927. 5 minutes of overdrive coming up. I'm going to wrap it up with a couple calls from Sam and Paul.
Visit
a few news articles.
today.
Stay with us, GCNlive.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Edward Group. It took me 20 years of searching the globe to find the deposit of the highest purity iodine available. The new Survival Shield X2 is mined from 7,000 to 10,000 feet below the earth in pristine, environmentally clean conditions. The iodine crystals we use are extracted from an ancient 300 million plus year old deposit deep in the earth. It's the strongest nascent iodine on the market today. It delivers 650 micrograms per drop. Experience the new formula. Experience the ancient purity. Shield your family. Survival Shield X2. Available now at InfoWarsLife.com.
X2 from InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
coast to